You'd figure one day I'd figure that out. How's it going? My name is William, and welcome to my so-called life. And yes, I have the longest opening in showbiz. How's it going? My name is William, and this is my so-called life.
Get the most fun out of life, out of being a mother and wife, with new fashion excitement that's all created by you. On your new Touch and Sew
Sewing machine by Singer.
Touch and Sew.
Another first from Singer.
Be the girl with the golden touch on your new Singer Golden Touch and Sew machine. Dozens of exclusive features, like this new built-in needle threader for the golden slant needle and the push-button bobbin that winds right in the machine. What a wonderful new feeling. You can do all three kinds of sewing: straight, zigzag, and chain stitch.
Touch and Sew, the push-button bobbin way.
Come sew on one at your Singer Center. Choose from 5 Touch and Sew models from $149.95.
What's new for tomorrow
Is at Singer today.
They're just touching Touchtronic memory machines.
Incredible.
I'm Polly Bergen. Only Singer makes machines this easy to use. Touch. The memory remembers your stitch pattern instantly. Touchtronic speed control remembers to adjust your fabric thickness. What about basting? Touch. Great. You can forget about your sewing machine and concentrate on sewing. The Touchtronic memory machine family. Come take a test touch.
And you know what the funny thing is? I have that machine and it makes that exact sound. Do you know how excited I was when I got this machine and it actually made this sound? How's it going? I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello. Of course, the volume thing is in. There we go. An intro so long you can smoke a whole carton and still have time to watch Lawrence of Arabia. Yay. Hello, hello. Great to see you, Kilroy. Hello, Mona. Welcome, everybody. To anyone who watches this in the future, I absolutely thank you. I left my notes in the car. So this stream is not, well, I'll go get my notes in a minute. You know what? What's the point of having children if you can't have them run errands for you every once in a while? Welcome to the House of Sewing. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. It is nothing but professional sewing here in the House of Sewing. I forgot my notes. I'm all over the place. My hand is officially broken-ish. It's fractured. I have to wear this when I'm not at my job. But I was thinking I should add something to this. I was thinking about like adding a patch to this or something. I don't know. Let me know. But seriously, I hope everyone's doing well. It's the second day of school and I'm already ready for a vacation. It is definitely that time of year. You know, I've already seen two grown adults who I know are in their 40s. Australian breakdancing super fan. Thank you. Thank you. Did you lock my car?
Yeah.
Thank you. How's it going, Greg? How's it going? Great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, hello. But before we get started, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the views of every single human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening flying my so-called life airlines. If you're having a bad day, if you need an Activia, we have exits on both sides. That's a izquierda and derecha. But seriously, I hope everybody has a great evening. I have all kinds of crazy stuff to get into. Happy Financial Awareness Day. I see you. All the people who are actually financially aware, I see you. Yay. The neighbor kids are getting too rowdy for my taste, so I can't wait for school to start jumping off of tractors, crap like that. I'm thinking you're gonna feel that in 20 years. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Dose with another amazing thumbnail. Great to see you. Yay. Hello, Donnell. Great to see you. Great to see you. Welcome, Dose. Welcome, Donnell. Hello, hello, everybody. Awesome. Awesome. So I have this crazy idea because I watched a fake fur fashion show, some random fashion show that popped up on YouTube. And I was like, you know what? I still have a ton of fake furry fabric. So I'm going to add a giant hood to an old project this evening. Yay! Hello, hello. So I am really, really into hockey, Dose. And this shirt says Pluck Chicago. This is an anti-Chicago Blackhawks shirt. This is from the 2012 playoffs. I remember buying this in the parking lot on the way to the game. I was there when the Kings won. Look how everybody looked in the 90s. Even the cops looked like that. Do you know what's Kilroy's watching Cops? I have fallen into I can't even believe I'm about to admit this. It fell in my algorithm. I've been watching Designing Women. I know. I'm on day 2. I've been taking notes. I have observations of the 90s that I completely forgot. I hope everyone's doing well, seriously. Yay! Hello, hello. So I keep getting tourist ads for Marion, Indiana. There's nothing but white people in it. Mona, I quit the evening around 8:30, then relaxed on the couch hand sewing. Do you know I'm kind of in a dilemma because my hand is fractured, but it's not broken, and this is more of a reminder for me to not go too crazy. But I don't know how long I'm gonna last wearing a brace. And all that's really going to happen is that my hand is going to be broken even more, even longer, you know? So, all right. So let me go grab my table. I have crazy plans for a giant hood because I've been making a lot of shorts, and it reminds me of how many 1990s styles hoodies I made in the beginning of the year. And I really liked making those. So it's been a while since I've made a giant hood. But first, we have to see if I still fit in my shirt that I made a couple of weeks ago. I talk about this all the time. My weight goes up and down. It does. And sometimes I won't fit in something that I made like a couple of weeks ago. Where is it? So we're going to find out together if I still fit in this or not. Which, speaking of cops, I got a jury summons today, and selection day is on the same day. I must get a treatment from my immune condition. So keep your fingers crossed. I'll get a medical exemption. They'll give you one immediately. Or whenever I get called for jury duty, I wear my scariest biker vest and just sit there. And they're like, "Sir, you can leave. Thank you. We'll sign your card." For those not from Indiana, Marion is a very beautiful black city. There were more white people in the ad than. See, that went over my head. I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. I made this a while ago. I have miles of denim. I have miles and miles of denim. And after a while, I ran out of ideas. I've made so many things with denim. I'm going to add a giant red hood on this. Like I said, I watched an extremely weird fashion show. My algorithm is all over the place. But it showed me that, like, I was watching the show and I was like, I have that fabric. I have that fabric. It's all about those back to school Big Macs. I've actually lost weight. It's because my master plan, when I drop my son off for his MMA class, there's 2 Mexican restaurants that are amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. There's a Greasy Spoon across the street that has been in my town for over 40 or 50 years. And there's a Jack in a Box on the corner. So there is nothing but temptation in that neighborhood. Nothing but. So yeah, in a way, yeah, nothing but back to the school Big Macs and tacos. I'm doing personal tours of Black Gary and Mexican East Chicago. Can I sign you? I'm a goofy white guy. I have walk around in pretty much any neighborhood. I'm more of a curiosity than a threat. All right, let me grab my table. This is a hockey shirt. I'm really into hockey. When I was a little kid, we would go to Los Angeles Clipper games and Los Angeles King games. So I've been a Kings fan for as long as I can remember, and a Clippers fan as long as I can remember. And yes, I have tambourines in here for no reason whatsoever. Oh, Oh. Oh, did I stick the landing? No. Perfect. I keep on forgetting that I fractured my hand. The one thing about being a fan of anything is that you can't help where you're from. So there are certain teams that I root for that I'm just from there. I've walked around Gary plenty of times, in every bad neighborhood in Chicago, I just avoid crackheads. Excuse me. Do you know what's really funny? I talked about this on my on my last stream. It's kind of sad that I refuse to go back to downtown because it's become that bad again. And like I said, they're going to clean it up because of the Olympics, but they need to clean up the fashion district again, because when I would go to the fashion district, it was glorious. I met amazing people. I had great time, great food, but you shouldn't watch the news too much. I've started watching the news in my local area, and something happened in downtown where I was like, it's not worth it for fabric. All right. So let me grab my furry material. This is going to be a crazy design. And I'm the guy who makes spants, so it's not too far, but I'm adding red on something that's extremely blue. So I like that color combination, but we're going to see how this looks. He probably was the only guy in LA with a Danny Manning jersey in the yes, I was. Yes, I have generations of jerseys, generations of Clipper jerseys. Not necessarily. Yes, let me grab it. Let me grab the material. I've worked with all kinds of fuzzy, furry material. This is much more. I'll show you. And I did that without a fabric-a-lanche. Well, we'll see. Do you know there's always that weird slick material that ends up in the middle that ruins everything? I really organized my fabric lately, and I'm going to laugh if it falls right now. I also dress in Walmart clothes, and I don't wear jewelry. I'm not worth robbing. Greg, we've had this conversation a bunch of times. Right now, I'm wearing Walmart jeans. There is nothing wrong with Walmart anything. And if anyone makes you feel bad about that, they should really review themselves. I'm pro Walmart. See, Mona knows what I'm talking about. Like, I have so much fabric in here. It's like Tetris. You probably look like oh, I dress like an Italian grandpa, but it's all from the Goodwill, so it's not expensive. Absolutely. I think you should be able to rock whatever you had. I grew up extremely middle class. My parents had money and they took us to the outlets. When I was a little kid, we used to go to this place called the JC Penney outlet, and I'm not kidding you. They had everything from the year before. My parents would be like, "Go crazy in here, go crazy," because the prices were less than half, even by 1980s, 1990s standards. So I judge no one for what they wear. I don't need to impress anyone. I love Walmart clothes. I keep buying more fabric so I don't have to crawl under bed to get. Do you know what I've stopped doing? Because I built this oopsie pyramid in the middle bedroom in my closet to shame myself. And my oopsie habit was so out of control. I quit buying the Walmart bundles. Oh, this is 4 yards. This is 3 yards. I could not stop buying those. I bought some recently. I shamed myself, but they were like this weird vinyl. Is my excuse. It's a material that I've worked with before, but have not necessarily worked with in a year or two. You know what? I could have worse habits. I could have way worse habits. Did you hurt your hand, or that's part of your Brutus Beefcake outfit? I hurt my hand trying to be a tough guy at work. I did. I hurt my hand, and I hurt my hand a while ago. He's been. It's funny. I'm left-handed, and you don't realize how much you use something until you can't anymore. And so I finally have to admit that I have to do something about my hand. Macho man. I'm gonna take this off in a minute because I don't know if I could sew with this. But I have completely fractured my hand. I went to the doctor. They gave me an option of like, do this or just be in pain. So I finally had to man up and get a brace. So I'll be wearing this for the next 6 months because I'm going to be taking this off and on. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. I'm probably going to add some patches to this. I am definitely going to add some patches to this because I'm going to be wearing this for a while. I bought another one, but I'm such an impulsive person. Oh, where did it? Oh, here it is. I didn't look on the box because I'm such an impulsive person. I just grabbed boxes. I was like, oh, this has red, white, and blue on it. I like it. Blah. And I grabbed it. This is for the right hand. And I was wearing it earlier, but I was wearing it upside down. And it actually feels good upside down. But this one is actually for the left hand. So I bought the wrong one. So if I ever injure my right hand, I'm ready. Oh, I definitely have the Kung Fu. It was either this or a cast. So I was like, no, I'll do this. I'll do this. Because at my job, I'm being stubborn, but at my job, basically, you cannot be on the floor with the machinery if you have any kind of brace. So when I go to work, I take this off. I'm sorry. I'm a capitalist. I have to go to work. I also destroy jeans, and the more expensive jeans and the last real denim they're made of. I will destroy a pair of fancy jeans in a month. Absolutely. So good. Oh, that's actually funny. That's actually funny, Dose. Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know. I'm such a mess. And because I'm left-handed, Danielle, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm naturally goofy, though. I think it's the left-handed. I'm 5'9", and I wear a size 13 and a half shoe. I'm a hobbit. I'm a natural hobbit. Oh, psst, William, it's called family medical leave. I have built up enough for a lifetime. I could take, seriously, because I don't take days off. I show up sick. I'll sit in the car and call them and be like, okay, do this and then. Oh, if I wore shorts, I'd probably be bleeding everywhere. You are right, though, Kilroy. You're 100% right. We discussed the Hobbit issues Monday, too. I'm having even more Hobbit issues now. I'm oddly proportioned. So, all right, let me lay this out. This actually was an oopsie. And watching that extremely weird fashion show kind of inspired me because it was a faux fur fashion show. It's not in style to wear real fur. It's called Working Smarter, Not Harder. So there's a lot of faux fashion shows. And I've worked with a lot of fake fur. We've all seen over the years, I've destroyed sewing machines making fake fur, but this is thin. This is not like the normal furry material that I work with. This is extremely thin. This reminds me of a bath mat I have. It's not the same material, but yeah, there's a saying for people who live in cities. Oh, hey, Nightmare Baby, great to see you. Yay, hello. Welcome. Great to see you. I hope everything is going well. The Dodgers just lost to the Milwaukee Brewers. That's from the My So-Called Life Sports Desk. It's because I get too many notifications on my phone. Yeah, I will find a way to send it to you because I have quite a few, but a lot of them dox me. But yes, most definitely, I'll find one to send to you. Yay! Hello. I'm also on Twitter as well. If anyone's on Twitter and Instagram. Yay! Great to have Amish, so he does everything the hard way. We talked about this the other day. I've seen Amish people do amazing things. I will not badmouth Mennonites or Amish people. I'm serious. I think it's because with my own two eyes, I watched people put up a barn, and I thought that was amazing. Oh, yay! Hello. When is it King's time again? I missed the King's Corner. Oh, that's so funny because that's what it's really called. It is called the King's Corner. Hockey goes for yikes. Hockey goes for almost 10 months. So the season just ended like a month and a half ago. It'll be back before you know it. Hockey goes forever. It's a strange sport. Going grocery shopping in the ugliest outfit ever. Need my daily dose of fashion. I actually, you know what? I go out on I wear crazy stuff on purpose to the grocery store. Ever since I made my kilt and I walked in the grocery store and shut that place down. Every time I walk in, they're all like looking to see what I'm wearing. For a good 6 or 7 months, I would walk in with a new coat, at least during the winter, when I first started going coat crazy. I forgot my Twitter password a long time ago. The thing is, it's not that I've given up, but Instagram and Twitter I still have them. People still message me and stuff, but they've kind of fallen by the wayside. And Twitter is not anything like what it used to be. I'm not kidding you. I'm a non-political person. I'm not even saying that in a left or right way in any direction. I watch sewing material, old shows from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and a ton of I watch a lot of like fashion related stuff. I'm into my own thing. So Twitter necessarily isn't for me anymore. And I'm too old for TikTok. I don't know who knew. I'm not even trying to make fun of anybody, but like I was on there for a good 48 hours. Yay, thank you. That's one thing I've always respected about hockey and baseball. They clock in and go to work. It's not like football where they only play 20 games a year. Hockey is an iron human sport. They play 10 months. If you go to the playoffs all the way to the cup, you're basically playing the entire year. Yay, I need to go in a crazy outfit sometimes just to see how it feels. Absolutely. I'm like that. I'm telling you, when I wore my kilt to the grocery store, in my town, I now have a reputation. They're like, what is he wearing? May not be. Can you hear my son working out in the living room? I hope he closed the front door, so the neighbors don't hear him. Good grief. Well, my current project is clearing out iron fence that got knocked over and buried so I can mow it. Yikes. Not sure a chainsaw would ever help. That would be terrible. So that means all the cows are loose. That's actually I talked about this on Monday. There was an earthquake and a horse jumped a fence, and I walked up to it and I was like, please come back on the side. Don't run. I was like, please come back. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to give my earthquake disclaimer again. If this room starts shaking, I'm going to run out of here. Just a warning. Oh, good times. I went on TikTok to stalk my daughters, but they're older now. I don't know that much right now. See, Mona and I are very much alike. I did the same thing for my son, but my son made a video on TikTok, and this was years ago. This was even before the pandemic, and he got banned from TikTok. So I didn't have to worry about TikTok. No, it's the property line fence from 150 years ago, but I have had cows in my yard before. I need to get paid big time to go on TikTok, and part of that pay would have to be in blood pressure medication and Quaaludes. I just, again, I do not judge anyone for anything they do. So if you hear me say something snide, I'm not judging you at all. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. And I'm of a certain age where I can even I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. Even when I go to Las Vegas, there are certain places I used to go all the time, like Fremont Street. I don't go there anymore because I'm probably 20 years older than everybody else there. But when I go on the other side, everybody's around my age. So, I go where people are around my age. Oh, I forgot I had these things on. Oh, I love my cowboy boots, and these particular pair that I wear, they're modern, so they come with cushions inside, but it still feels good to take a cowboy boot off. I wonder if this is going to be, this is still huge for a hood, but I almost should make it a little bit bigger. You know what? Let me get my dress form. This my sewing room has completely transformed because I've expanded beyond this side. I've set up a table on the other side where like I have the fabric I'm working on, stuff that I hoard. There's potential there for sewing, but it's giving me a lot more room for my dress form in here. The only time I went to Vegas, the small local casinos pulled me more than the big ones. Do you know what's so sad? A lot of those have disappeared because there's ones that I remember my parents pulling into, and a lot of the thrift stores are on the south side of Las Vegas Boulevard. I'm trying to get it's south side because I'm going that way. So it's all on the south side. So you see old Vegas being torn down, and it's actually really sad. I don't know. My last trip, they were tearing down, I think it was either the Mirage or one of the really old school casinos, and I don't know, it was just really sad to me. Maybe it's because I hadn't slept much, so I was being emotional. My soil is pretty much soil clay, so the process is pickaxe the clay loose, dig out the fence slowly, and make sure I can find it all. Then throw some soil on it. Oh, I know how that goes. If I get a full day on it, I'll get about 40 feet, 1,700 feet of fence line to do. Yikes! Oh. Yikes is all I have to say for that. Do you know what's so funny? I do stuff like that for a living. But now I get paid the big bucks to sit in the office and eat donuts and drink enough coffee that if I put my foot together, I will blast off into the atmosphere. Oh, that's the one thing in trade school they don't tell you is that when you advance, you become the guy in the office. Oh, it's real sad. Yikes. All right, I'm going to grab my dress form real quick. So before I grab my dress form, I have a brown cowboy hat that I've been shaping for a while. I don't know why I do not wear my brown hat. I think it's because I've watched way too many westerns in my life, and the brown hat cowboy is always the guy that like gets his land stolen. I think I've watched way too many John Wayne movies. But I'm shaping my hat with my precision bricks. So let's see how the hat turned out. All right, let's see. Come on. All right, everyone. Been a long day. Thank you so much for stopping by, Donnell. Thank you so much. I know it's late. I start very late because I live on the West Coast. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you stopped by. So thank you so much for saying hello. Yay! I hope you have a great night. Yay! Bye bye. Have a great night, Donnell, and thank you for stopping by. Now you look like you're ready to break down. See, when I wear my black cowboy hat, man, people part the Red Sea. When I wear my brown one, I look like the guy who rode his tractor into town. There's just something about the brown hat that isn't as tough as the black. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Say it with me, William. A hat bring is not a hat is not an eyebrow. I do wear my hats low. I do. It's a habit. It is a habit. Could you imagine if I wore my hat as high as I was supposed to? Oh, that reminds me, for anyone who's wondering, I still have this hat. Life is so different with a broken wrist. Well, hand, I should say. Funny thing is that this hat is my size. I should shape this. I think I'm going to shape this with the precision bricks as well. This hat is my size. It's made to look like this. You look like you're either a sweet immigrant or an Australian. Oh, either one. Someone's going to try to sell you some real estate where I live. A hat is meant to keep the sun out of your eyes. You're wearing it. You are wearing it correctly. Oh, I like this hat because it's all corduroy, but I've been trying to shape this hat for months and I can't. I want to get it to down here because although it's ridiculous, this is an extremely well-made hat. I mean, have you ever seen a corduroy cowboy hat? This is an extremely, and any any damage you've seen on this hat is me wearing it. I will not give up on my brown cowboy hat or my crazy, crazy hat. You look like some guy at Coachella who does too much drugs and has a job where he screws people over on an hourly basis. I can't even say that. Lately, it's really funny. Because we have a lot of office space here in Los Angeles, there's been a lot of people getting busted for scams and stuff. Oh, good time. Oh. Perfect. Okay, I had to free my dress for her. Try steaming it before you shape it. That's a very good idea, actually. I bought a steamer. I have no idea why I took it to my job. Every day I walk past that thing and forget to bring it home. And then I have this weird steamer I got for Christmas. I've never used it. Right there, I have this weird hand steamer thing. I've never used it before. I've probably had this. Oh, look how dusty you are, bro. I've had this for I don't know, 2 years, 3, probably. God, this is 3 Christmases ago. I got this. I have all kinds of crazy things in this room, but that's not a bad idea. If you're wearing a cowboy hat and you still need sunglasses, you're wearing the hat wrong. I agree with you. As someone who wears a cowboy hat every day, I agree with you 100%. Or even a hat in that way. But I wear a hat and glasses to look mysterious. They used to steam at factories when they shaped them. Do you know they do that in Vegas at the Boot Barn in Vegas? I need to tape myself next time I go in there. It's overwhelming. Much like that denim place that I went to in Vegas, it doesn't even look that big from the outside. And when you go in there, it's like it's boots. It's a real boot barn. Yay. You gotta do what I do and get a Swiffer duster that lives on your desk. I bought all kinds of weird dusters. They just they get caked and then they get trashed around here. All right, so let's get serious. Let me put this on my dress form. I'm gonna measure the neck. All right. I always keep my measuring. I keep my measuring tapes in a place. I will not forget them. I leave them literally under my under my chair. Perfect. All right. So I know how far to go to make this ginormous oversized. We'll go, it's 13, but we'll go 14, almost 15, because this is going to be a giant hood. You know, it's been a while since I've worked with furry material. This stuff sheds everywhere. So hopefully the smaller fiber content means less waste. Hopefully. It's always weird to me that cowboy boots and hats are acceptable in high fashion when they are entirely built for utility. As somebody who wears them for work, it's weird to me when people wear them and don't get them dirty. But I'm trying not to judge people. I don't like people who judge. I don't. But where I live, like, there are people who will pump a bunch of money to jack up their truck and make their truck look all bawhawed out, which means they have a front plate, which you can go in the desert and go a million miles an hour, and they never go in the desert. And we live like, if you go any direction, northeast, you'll hit the desert. Oh, it's because yuppies in the 90s and 2000s liked them. That's why. It's true. It's weird to me. But I try not to like I wear also Wolverine boots. Where I'm from, that's a status symbol, and it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. And mine people all the time are like, dude, your boots are trash. And I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do to them. That's what I meant. It's like the clothing equivalent of vanity trucks. Vanity trucks drive me insane. I live in a place where people have big trucks. Big trucks everywhere. No one's off-roading them. And we live in a place where you can go off-roading in any direction. If you're having a bad day, you could just start heading northeast and you'll be in the middle of nowhere. My boots would be would be so long because of my wide feet. Hey, I have a huge foot. I have a ginormous foot. There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Boots come in huge sizes. Around here, it's easy to tell the people who never go off-road or use their truck for truck things. They're always lifted and always have fancy wheels. I think about that all the time. Because I drive a 1988 Ford F-150. And it's not for show. My steel toes are Wolverines. They look nice, but I grew up around veterans, so I was indoctrinated into that. Whatever you do, keep your boots nice mentality. I'm the same way. I have one pair that I keep as my fancy pair, and then I have my work pair. And then I have my work pair of cowboy boots, and then I have my work pair of Wolverines. And there's no indictment here. I also I have Walmart boots. I do. I still have all my paint gear. And back in the day when I would do painting, I would wear Walmart boots, and they were just as good. Sorry. This is me going full circle back to my whole why Walmart should sponsor me. All right, let's do some measuring and sewing. Like I always say, I promise this is a sewing channel. I promise. All right. Cowboy boots exist for the same reason biker boots exist. You can't have laces on a motorcycle. Or thank you. Oh, there's a pair of riding boots that I need to get resold, and I keep on forgetting to take it by this. There's one guy in my town. He's of the retirement age. His hours, if you go to the door, I'm going to take a picture of it. It says hours, and it literally says whenever I feel like it. So I bet you got to call him to get his attention. I bet he's one of those people. But I love, as somebody who's really into fashion, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I love functioning fashion. So you can look good, but also something that I can walk through the creek and not be mad. But I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't wear a pair of $600 boots to work. So there is a line. There is a line somewhere. Oh, I forgot about that. I'm looking at my notes. It's funny because most of the old-timey cowboys and bikers would much rather wear tennis shoes if they were practical. We talk about this all the time. Where I'm from, it's apropos to ride a moped. If you ride a bike, your friends will clown you if you're ever caught riding a moped, but they look like so much fun. I'm thinking about getting a moped and just getting a completely blacked out helmet and changing my clothes, or a Vespa. I've always wanted. They look like so. I saw someone riding one recently. I was like, oh, that looks like so much fun. But cool guys can't ride Vespa. There, there are some people who have business there are some people who have businesses like that around here. They usually have the shop on the same land as their home. They're always ours stay by choice. Absolutely, I respect the guy. He's one of the last guys around here that can actually legitimately sole a boot. So he's on my list, and I actually respect that. And his business is still around. Could you imagine how much the rent is, and his business is still around? So that definitely says something to me. Those Ked style shoes work the best for me. Tennis shoes try to fit the arches of your feet, and I have got weird feet, so they never fit. My feet were made for big. I can't wear Nikes necessarily because they're made for people with much more of a slim foot. At least every pair I've ever wanted. My friend has a Honda 50 he's trying to give away. Oh, if I lived any closer. Do you know, has it been a week? This Riccar sewing machine is a beast. I forgot about the old school sewing machines and how dependable they are. I'm not going to praise it too much so it doesn't like explode on me, but this Riccar sewing machine is an absolute workhorse. And because I used proper sewing machine oil, it's been going strong. Oh, I did change the disc. Let's see what. Oh, these are the good episodes. Reminds me of Ricky Ricardo from I Love Lucy. All right. You know what's so funny? You should have seen. So I purchased that Huey Lewis CD at the swap meet. I picked up my son from school and I was bumping the CD, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Are you going through things?" He didn't understand Huey Lewis in the news. To him, it's old guy music. It made me laugh. Just any light, comfortable shoe would be better. Boots tear your feet up. They also wear them because they have to. I think that's. You know what's so funny? When I put on my your son needs the therapist. I was rocking out. You know why? Is because my music choices are extremely eclectic. I go from 1980s music. I'm obsessed with Shalimar, James Brown. So I'm always listening to funky kind of music. And when I switch it up, my son is like, "Who are you? Were you abducted by aliens?" So I get it. Put Huey Lewis on all the time around him. Eventually he'll get it. You know, I'm also teaching him to listen to the words of the songs that he listens to. To actually comprehend what he's listening to. But he's an extremely over analytical human, so he'll be okay. My son's gonna be okay. He's an extremely over analytical human. He definitely will not play 3-card monte on the street. Do you know what's so funny? And I'm going to say this again. When I went to Las Vegas, everything has changed. People really don't smoke at all anymore. like a lot of the world has just changed, so the kids in a way reflect that. They're much different than my generation. We were pretending to be adults. So I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing that these kids still have a little bit more of an opportunity to be teenagers. I don't know. The jury won't be out on that for a long time. I had a friend at work who had everybody everybody hurts on a playlist. Every time it came on, I would go find him and say, "You good, bro?" I I used to sing, and this was 14 years ago. There was a bar by my house where I would put November Rain on the jukebox to the point where every time the song came on, the entire bar would turn and look at me like, "I know you did this." So every time I think of November Rain, I think of that sad dive bar in my little town. Well, by California standards, when I say my little town, there's as many people here that it's probably like in all of Iowa or something. Oh, all right. I said I was gonna make a hood like a while ago. We will get this done this evening. This is a perfect project for a night like tonight, though. Did you ever play a bunch of the same songs in a row just to annoy people? Yes. And I would sing it, and no one would say anything to my face. And I would do the part where Slash comes out of the church. Everybody needs somebody. I loved Guns N' Roses, but then I made the mistake of seeing them live at what used to be the Forum. It was it was really sad because in a weird way it was like a high school reunion because everybody there was over 40. It was weird. I saw a bunch of people from my town. It was strange. In a really weird way, it was like a high school reunion. It was strange. Oh, that's a 12-minute song for one play. That's CCR heard it through the grapevine, and the jukebox is yours for 30 minutes. That's not a bad. I like that, Greg. I like that. I'm into those older songs though. Like I love those old school songs. I'm James Brown. James Brown, man, if it's 10 minutes, he was having a bad day. All right, let me switch my camera angle. Guns N' Roses is fine if you don't know anything about Axl. That's what I'm saying. I saw them in person and it was really disappointing. Axl Rose hurt my feelings, and I can say that. He was a mess. He was a mess. But you know what though? I saw Dio towards the end of his career. I saw Motorhead in their prime. Not everybody. I saw Fife Dog like a year or two before he passed away. He put on a great show. You never know. You never know. Guns N' Roses was one of the most disappointing shows I've ever been to in my entire life. But it was more hype than anything else, I think. Guns N' Roses always sounded whiny to me. Dio was sharp as a tack. But that's what I'm saying. Like, certain people were still together before they passed away. I saw a lot of people before they passed away. I'm fortunate that I saw Tribe Called Quest, the original members, Dio in person. I saw Motorhead. I've seen all kinds of amazing bands. He wrote Sweet Child of Mine to keep his wife from leaving him after he beat her ass. Where do you go now? The ER? Yikes. Yeah. Now that song's in my... Where do they go now? You know what's so sad? The people in the crowd knew the songs better than Axl did. You know what, though? It happens. It happens. You know what? It's really sad. Vanilla Ice came to my town, to our Central Park. He put on a show. Thousands of people showed up. When he did Ninja Rap, I'm not kidding you. You could tell everyone's age. And there's a few people who are probably watching this or watching this later. You were there with me. And I know you were singing. Ugh. It's not necessarily about the condition. It's about the condition of the person. And Axl Rose was not in any condition to be on tour that day. What did you oh wait, did you go during the Fat Axel era? I went on their no the remake. I went on one of the last shows. One of the last shows that they performed. It was during the pandemic or like right before it. So yeah, it was like he just I didn't even recognize him. I feel bad because I'm not a mean-hearted person like that, and I grew up with this guy, so I'm trying not to badmouth him too much. Where do we go now? Jail to wait for your trial? Absolutely. The sad thing is, though, in LA, like if you have money, you can get away with anything. It's sad. Vanilla Ice rapping about Ninja Turtles is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. Greg, I'm telling you, in a weird way, I was embarrassed and proud of my town in the same sense. People I know live near the park, so I parked at their house. We all walked down as this big group of people, and it was amazing to me how many people showed up in my town for Vanilla Ice. And it kind of like brought a bunch of people together because it was the yuppies and all these people next to each other. And I was like, are you kidding me? And it was a free show. Thousands of people showed up to see Vanilla Ice. Not him. Have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much. I will have my Friday Sews video out. And whatever this turns out to be, I will be making a short out of it probably this evening. All right. I can't believe I've had this material for this long and I haven't made anything out of it. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona. I was 13 when Secret of the Ooze came out. Nothing in my life will ever top that. Like I said, Greg, you and I are around the same age, so same. Same. Good night from Otis Driftwood. Yeah, I was around the same age. Have a great night, Mona. Have a great night. Oh, good times. Do you know what's so funny? At my parents' house, I still have all those VHSs and all the Will Smith movies I ever got. Oh. And you know what? I'm at peace with Will Smith. I no longer have an abrupt opinion about Will Smith. All right, let me grab a phone. Perfect. I'm going to measure this out. Let me look. Yeah, I should line this material. Why not? I have a ton of stuff to line this with, but I think I'll probably go with black. Actually, no, I should line this with denim since this is a denim project. I want to get really complicated. Oh, so you know what? Let me measure one more time. Okay, perfect. Oh, Dose. Oh. All right, we're gonna see if this stuff sheds or not. Oh yeah, YouTube let that pop up because I'm reading it on my phone. It's amazing what YouTube does and does not let through. It's amazing. All right, so math, half of that would be 14. All right, perfect. So now I'm gonna cut this. I make hoods in a very crazy way. Let me feel to make sure where the other side is. I've been doing this for a long time, so this is gonna seem arbitrary, but it's not. I've just been doing this for a very, very long time. But there is a weird method to my madness. Perfect. So this particular hood, I'm going to line this. This is going to be a mess. This isn't as messy as the other material, but this stuff is, I don't know if you can see that. This stuff is shedding. There's been times where I had to tweak a comment 6 times before it went through. I'm telling you, YouTube is really picky. There's someone I unsubscribed to because I thought they blocked my comment, but it was YouTube. Oh, this stuff is a mess. Oh man, at least I'll find it in my carpet. Of course, I should have known this stuff was gonna shed. My old phone can't hang. Let me get my other one. Oh, there we go. This phone is just not cooperating. Here, we'll put you back. I get a lot of you're sure you want to post this warnings on my comments. You're gonna find those red flakes for years. Do you know what's funny? When I pulled back my mirror, I was still finding fuzzy material from my multicolor what was it? The multicolor hoodie I made? Oh, no, I'm sorry, the multicolor fur. That was a year ago. Quite literally a year ago. All right. So let's see. Let me give myself a little bit more room. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I've pretty much given up on this stuff not shedding on everything it's going to. But when you work with this furry bath mat material, it gets everywhere. There has not been a time where I didn't work with this stuff and it was not an utter and complete mess. Well, so far my brace isn't in the way. So far. You know what? I have more than enough room. I'm like negotiating. Should I give myself more room on the neck piece? But I have more than enough room on here. No, I'm not going to mess with it. Actually, like I said, I've made a ton of these. And I'm always going for a certain shape. So, oh man, I know you can't see this, but this thing is just caking through my cutter. Working with furry material is extremely hilarious. Like I said, the key elements of a 90s makeout song are acoustic guitars, some sort of strings, and a singer that sounds like he's trying to F you. The algo can't handle context. It's true, though. So true. All right. Here is the big question. What am I going to line this with? You know what? Let's see if I have navy blue lining over here. I do. Perfect. I am a walking, talking commercial for Walmart. That hood looks like the Red Dogs. I guess Clifford has a cookie. Hey, the real gutter. You guys' minds are in the gutter. Oh. Oh, man, that stuff gets everywhere. Perfect. Can you see the outline on the table? That is just this. I will be picking this off the table and everything for a while. All right. This is going to be a fun project. Perfect. All right. So the objective of this is to flop this piece over and kind of round it. But when I put this on, I'm going to let the weight of it help me. So as I pin it. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to throw my pins in my big Clifford's red hood. I just got flashbacks. When you fall asleep around your Mexican homies and they pour Valentina on your cross. Contrary to man, I don't know. That does not go on around here. Oh man, I am kind of regretting cutting this furry material. It is, I forgot how much this stuff gets everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. But I'm always down for a mess. And I'm gonna it's not like I don't vacuum after the stream anyways. You know, I'm a terrible neighbor in that sense where I'm a night person. And so sometimes I'll do stuff at night that people do during the day, even simple things like take the garbage out, just simple things. I am a night person or a like extremely early in the morning person. Valentina wouldn't do that. Cholula and Tapatio would. There's a reason they sell Valentina in 1 liter jugs. That's about as spicy as ketchup. I'm a Tapatio guy. I am like, and Cholula is bomb too. And my son, in a weird way, he's got me hooked on Frank's Red Hots too. I'm not snooty in that way. If it tastes good, I'll eat it. Perfect. Let me check my notes. It was awkward today at the MMA class because there was not that many people there. So I have a crazy question, and it's because I did this weird experiment and it actually worked. Do you guys hold on? Let's see what Kilroy had to say before I ask my question. I finally found Texas Pete sauce. Not as much heat as I would prefer, but I love the taste. I've never heard of that before, but I think it's because of where we live. We get different products. For some reason, they do not sell Barg's beer in my Barg's root beer in my area, unless it's at like a Jack in a Box or something, you know. I think it's because of my region. I don't know. Maybe Mug has a monopoly on Los Angeles. I don't know. But my whole point is, if I go anywhere outside of the county, that stuff's everywhere. And I'm starting to notice at all of the convenience stores in Nevada near the California border, they have all the stuff that we can't legally buy in California as far as food goes. It makes me laugh because they're smart. So all the stuff that's illegal in the state of California, you can drive to Nevada and purchase it. As far as food goes. All right. Perfect. The Mug Mafia gave LA County an offer they couldn't refuse. I like all sauces, but I do hate this bottle of mayo-based barbecue sauce, and I just can't see anything going wrong with it. It makes everything taste like mayo. Oh, I'm not I don't necessarily reach for mayo as the first thing, so I'm not a fan. You know, Jack in the Box is good when they can kill 6 people. Okay, but again, Greg and I are around the same age. I remember when the great Jack in the Box scare happened. People stopped eating a Jack in the Box, and that's right around the time they brought Jack back. So you can say that a mascot made people forget. Oh man, that furry stuff is everywhere. Perfect. No lie, the biggest thing I miss about Cali is Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is smart because they switch their menu like they're smart. They are so smart. We just got a Fat Burger around here. Can't wait to try it. I love Fat Burger. But again, I'm biased. And Magic Johnson, in a really weird way, is a genius. He made so much money, it's not even funny. Oh, now I'm craving. Now I'm totally craving Fat Burger. Perfect. Did I cut it through? Perfect. Yeah, Magic Johnson owns Fat Burger. I'm biased. I love Fat Burger, but they're everywhere here. Oh man, I can feel the fuzz everywhere. Oh, this is gonna look great though. Perfect. We had a hot and now up until 10 years ago. That place was amazing. I've never heard of that. I saw a photo of it and I like how they had an actual menu, not some stupid screen. It's like they're very old school. That's one thing about Fat Burger is they have malts and stuff, at least the one here. It's very cheeseburger, onion ring, and now I'm craving that place. There's greasy spoons everywhere. That's one misconception about where I'm from There are a lot of healthy yoga, hippie style people here. You can get wheatgrass anywhere. We are healthy here in California, but in Southern California, we have a greasy spoon on every corner. We still have hot dog stands. We still have donut shops where you could get donut burgers. So we have fun here. And for anyone keeping score, we have now reached the food portion of the stream. I thank you for tuning in. I am now going to make myself insanely hungry for the next hour, hour and a half. Oh, I was, and he said I can feel the fur everywhere, and I got distracted. I can. That stuff is everywhere. It's shedding in here. Speaking of fast food, the local Burger King has 3 people crash into it in the past month. Is something above trying to send the Burger King a message? Same dose. I've never heard of Hot and Now. Same. I've never heard of that. And now I'm hungry. I'm craving for a place I've never even heard of. Do you know what's so funny? There is a Burger King right by my house. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I think the only reason I go is because of convenience. Because it's on the side of the street. Like, I bust a U-turn. It's like I could really walk there. But I don't. So someone crashing into a Burger King makes me laugh. And, I love reading reviews. I got really bored one night and I looked up the Burger King by my house. I had to laugh and I didn't even realize it because the place hasn't changed since I was a little kid. People walk into the Burger King by my house and they're like, this is the most retro Burger King I've ever been to because they haven't changed it since the 80s. So the Burger King by my house still has the 80s, look. Oh man, place was fire. Look under $1 for everything. Hot and Now sounds like a bordello for impulsive people. Oh, it sounds like a place that would be open 24 hours. I miss that world. Nothing here is really. Sorry, I thought that was an earthquake. I was about to run. Mid-sentence, I was getting ready to do the Heisman pose and run out of here. Oh. Oh, I apologize. Like I said, if there is an earthquake, we are all going to go viral together. Because I'm gonna leap over my desk. Oh. They squeeze the meat out of a tube into a circle shape. Oh my gosh. Yuck. And people make fun of me because I was obsessed with Golden Corral and Hometown Buffet. And they got rid of both. They got rid of both of them. Do you know what? It's so sad. I go to city council meetings sometimes, and people will legitimately go there and be like, how come this and this restaurant is gone? The city council's like, man, we have no say over that. Oh. If they did, you wouldn't want to use it. Yuck. And now I read Dose's comment. Where is my drink? I fell into my chair. I miscalculated where that chair was. If we did the Board of Health grades that you guys do, Hot and Now's grade would be abandon hope ye who enters here. Do you know what's so funny? It's really sad because we kind of ignore that. There's a Chinese place that I go to in the valley. They have a grade C, and it's the best food I've had in my life. And the sad thing is, there's a store right next to it, and it has a grade A. It's abandoned. I feel sorry for all these places because this Chinese place is so good. It has lines out the door, and I'll take a picture. It literally has a County of Los Angeles grade C. It's rare to see a grade C because they shut you down anything below a C. Oh, good times. Now I'm craving that place. I haven't gone to that place in a month. Well, something near there. Maybe it was a Portello and they sold food on the side. That would that wouldn't shock me. Around here, nothing would shock me. Something like that, I would be like, yeah, that's par for course around here. I still think there's a bordello next to the MMA place. Oh, I dropped my phone. What's up, dude? My son was asking me the all important questions of life. They have the best chicken wings and strip club. Do you know I've never been to an exotic dancer place in America? I know that's shocking, but I've never been to one. I've only been to exotic dancer places in foreign countries. The South has restaurants where the servers are naked. Absolutely not. I want them fully clothed with hairnets. That's like San Francisco has places. Well, used to. Like San Francisco is closed. It's completely closed. But San Francisco used to be where they had some of the best food from around the world. And it was weirdly affordable. San Francisco is where I fell in love with Thai food, and it was like fancy Thai restaurants, and you'd get the bill and it would be like $35. Oh, I miss those places. But that San Francisco that I experienced doesn't exist anymore. All right. Perfect. It's been a while since I've made a giant hood. So we're gonna see how this turns out. And I'm gonna stubbornly use my Riccar sewing machine. So we're gonna see how this turns out. I refuse to eat in food in strip clubs. The South has we already read that. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to sew them together with the lining inside out. So let me line this up. Let me check my notes. I'm trying to think what else happened today. San Francisco is just for boring techies now. I've never been close to the place, and even I know that. You know, a lot of my views of San Francisco are from like, gosh, has it really been that? It's been a while. I used to go all the time, but it changed. Oh man, that fuzz stuff is everywhere. I went to an exotic club one time when I was like 19. I was drunk. We got kicked out because my friend bought me a couch dance and I fell asleep. You were probably too intoxicated for their insurance, is what it was. They were like, "Oh, this guy's gonna get us sued." Oh. All right, perfect. I'm gonna pin this. Man, I should put this in the dryer. This fuzz is everywhere. All right. It's getting more difficult using the brace, but eventually I'll get used to it. I need to let my hand heal, or it's never gonna heal. Probably the stripper was really mad. Yeah, I could totally see that. There's a whole etiquette to that world. Beautiful. Like I said, I've made quite a few giant hoods, so I have this down to an art, but there are a few steps I'm skipping because I'm going to sew the lining together with the hood in place. Perfect. It's been a while, and I've been watching my shorts a lot lately, and I miss all the clothes I used to make. So I think I'm going to fall back into my 90s hoodie era. I think it's time. You would have fun at the Blue Oyster? Yikes. I have never been to an exotic club in America. I've never been to an exotic club where they speak English. I'm not a big tea guy, so there's not a setup out there that I would pay my. What time is it right now? We are all grown adults here in the house of sewing. A long time ago, I actually dated someone that was an exotic dancer. And so there's a whole world behind it, is all I'm trying to say. And yes, I've never been to one in the United States of America. I have never been in a exotic club ever. And I'm going to put my pinky up on that one. All right, let me make sure this is plugged in. I noticed how everybody started watching when I said I had dated an exotic dancer a while ago. This is a sewing channel. I'm making a hood, and sometimes I talk about life and the crazy decisions I've made. Oh. I'm not paying for the extra services unless they come with an SDI test. Oh, that should be a t-shirt. It's so different though. The culture where I live, everybody gets one of those. It's in our culture. I live in LA. Like when you meet somebody, it's offensive if they don't get an STI test. I know that sounds weird, but it's different where I'm from. And if they don't, they're admitting. Oh, good times. And in no way, shape, or form am I against any profession. I come with a disclaimer in the beginning of my stream. Please flash to the beginning. We respect everyone here in the House of Sewing. I haven't been to a nice one. There was always a slutty. I had the best time. There was always slutty. I had the best time. I wouldn't have sex with a girl who didn't get one. Oh, see, but again, it's a cultural thing because in certain cultures, it's a completely different way of life. So that's why I always come with my disclaimers, because not everybody is the same way. I just noticed that this machine has a needle threader. If you see me picking at this thing, like, what is this? I just noticed something. Oh. And I don't think there's anything wrong with dating anyone. Just me. How did we get here? I'm making a hood. Let's go sewing. This machine is probably from the 60s or 70s, and it's been working well. So we're going to see how much this fuzz is going to either destroy or it's just going to keep chewing through. Oh, this is a beast. You know, I talk about it all the time, but if you're going to buy a sewing machine secondhand, you should definitely check your local thrift store first. Or, you know, Craigslist. Well, does Craigslist still exist? I'm old. Check the yellow papers, the phone book. I don't know if you guys have a penny saver. We used to have this thing called the penny saver out here. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. Oh, 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 oh. Did I miss? Did I miss? Oh, 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 oh. Let's. It's always good to check your progression. I almost missed. I caught it right as it tucked. So we still have integrity. Perfect. You're This is what I do. The rails are boring. I was wondering why a few people jumped off while I was talking because they're reading. Oh. Perfect. Okay. So now I just have to pay attention to the curve on here. Beautiful. Oh, this machine is performing how it should. Perfect. I was in the Oh, we got a bit distracted. Number one, we were a bit distracted. Okay, I can't remember if I sew. I think it's this way because. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. You know, this machine is probably 40 or 50 years old and it's performing an amazing. I'm going to switch my angle. The fast food talk got me hungry. I had to throw some boneless buffalo wings in the oven. Absolutely. Do you know after this stream, I go and raid my kitchen? After these streams, after talking about food, I'm making pancakes, full breakfast in there. Why leave it? Why leave it clean for the bugs? They want some spices and flavors. That's not offense. That's just life advice. Your parents should have taught you this. See, it's so different where I'm from. They completely taught my generation safety, so we're weird about it. Come on, man. I'm from like the Ryan White generation. You are too, Greg. You are too. We are from that generation where they warned us from a young. Oh, did I split the middle? I think I did. I can fix that. I'm sure Dad snuck it in the back. Oh, exactly. Oh, that missed. That last piece missed completely. What was it sewing? I'm going to try that again. Perfect. I lived in Orange County when Ryan White happened. Remember, put. Oh, it's 2:00 in the morning. I have Huey Lewis just living rent free in my head. I should have never bought that CD. It's not like it doesn't pop up on my. You should have seen my son's face when I was playing that in the car. He had that moment of like, oh, my dad's music is just so beyond what he thinks. He thinks it's so cool. All right. All right, let me check my notes. There was something else. I can't remember now. Oh, here they are. It's a mess in here. There's fur everywhere in here. And the crickets are going crazy. I have a really, really weird question. And Greg, I already know what you're going to say. But do you have nosy neighbors? Do you have nosy neighbors? I think sometimes it's a good and a bad thing to have nosy neighbors, but there's a certain line that you shouldn't cross. Do you have nosy neighbors? Do you have like I have the Ring, and there are people that say things on the Ring network, and I'm like, do you know that we all live in the same neighborhood? And I can see where your house is exactly. It's crazy because my a neighbor of mine walked up to me and was like, I'm not trying to be nosy, but what are you doing in front of your house? Because they didn't see my camera because they were being nosy because they were so far away. But it made me think, like, does everybody have nosy neighbors? Are we naturally nosy? Does the internet give us a sense of entitlement that we don't have anymore? Don't be a savage. Hey, Ty, how's it going? Great to see you. Like, I'm nosy. If I see an ambulance out in front of my neighbor's house, I'm turning off all the lights in my living room and I'm going to peek through the blinds, Great to see you, Ty. Great to see you. I'm nosy, but I'm still exactly. See, there's a line. Or my mom will call me and be like, did you see blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, I know. But that'll be like hours after we saw somebody. Or she'll always tell me how somebody destroyed their hair or something, But I don't know. It's etiquette. There's etiquette to it. Yeah, hello. Just tell them that you were stretching before you. No, we got cameras, man. Like, my neighbors would call the cops. And I think that's weird too. It's just weird to me. I can't stand my neighbor. Thank you. Oakford can kick rough. Thank you. I just have nosy, like, they're overly nosy. I don't get it. I don't understand. Sewing dated a stripper and we're discussing butt stuff etiquette. Oh, I did a long time ago. I'm actually still friends with her too. She's a lovely person. But I don't know, it's just getting weird. It's just getting weird to me. Because like I said, again, I'm nosy, but there's etiquette to it. There's a certain art form to minding your own business. And it's so strange to me. And then and the sad thing is there's a neighbor they all go to, and like when they say things to her, she calls me and asks me because she's smart. But it's still just this cycle of nosy people. Oh, come on, mic stand. There we go. It's just so strange. And then I feel like I'm gonna take my 70-inch television out of my living room and I'm gonna just put it up to my window and put my YouTube channel on and just put it on a 24-hour cycle. Oh, did the yay! Hello, hello, hello. The banks, yes, the banks hate her, Greg. They do. My neighbor has about 5 feet of lawn before her driveway. I usually cut to her driveway until she started getting nosy, talking about her property line. I stopped cutting it, but soon said F her. Do you know what's so sad? I kind of got into it with my neighbor next door because she shuffled a raccoon out of her. It's a long story. The raccoon in my backyard used to be hers, and I'm mad. You know what? It's weird having neighbors. I'm this close to moving out to somewhere where I don't have neighbors. I don't think humans were meant to live close to other humans. I, I, I don't know. I own a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna say yes on that. Yay! Hello, hello. Speaking of STIs, I just saw an article that says that the clap is becoming drug resistant and may become untreatable. I got quiet. The house is so there was silence in the house is so on that. We have digressed here in the house of Zoe. If I was a teller and someone came to the deposit with a bunch of crinkled bills, I would be pissed. Where's my one? I weirdly save money and I walk around with my Kansas City bankroll. And this is a wad of ones. And it looks like a lot, but it's not that much. I save them and I spend it too because it was a lot bigger. My whole point is when anyone ever asks me, like, what do you do? I tell them I'm a chubby male stripper just to see their reaction. Some people laugh. Some people need to get a sense of humor. But I'm telling dad jokes because I don't have the gall to be anything that I just said. I'm a lot more brave in text on that in that subject. Oh, I have a ton of crinkled $1 bills. It's because I work with cash and I save everything. Not the first time a woman said that to me. Oh, absolutely. Great to see you, Ty. Great to see you. I've crinkled bills before I've taken them home and ironed them before I use them. The dryer helps too. You put them in the dryer. That helps too. I got to make sure to get all of these pins out. Because I will jump. Lately, I've really been not paying attention. I've been getting bit by a lot of pins. So I'm really looking through this hood. Perfect. Look at that. He launders money. I haven't used cash in about 8 years. I'm part of the underground economy. I do side jobs. I have a legitimate license to do work in the state of California. And now I do side jobs all the time, man. You have to. Do you know how much money you have to live here? Look at that. He launders money. Just wet it. Oh. I used cash last Friday. Took a bunch of nickels to Oh, to the shelf, to the self checkout to buy some pressed powder. I saved my change too, and my bank will cash it for you. I saved my change too, absolutely. Tie with a halo. We'll keep quiet. Praise your work. These people are nasty. The conversation has taken a nosedive this evening, but that's okay. It's Wednesday. We all need some help throughout this week. Do you know what's so funny? It is day 2 of my son being back at school. Tomorrow will be day 3, and I'm already over it. I'm already over it. I'm over it. Even today, he has like they have a certain schedule. Like it, I forgot. I forgot. We're back. We are officially back to school. Oh, oh, zeal is a thing. Interestingly, a woman has said that to me too. And then the Saturday before that, used $10 worth of pennies to buy a calculator. You know you're a nerd when you do that. Do you know I did that one time and someone tried to turn me down? And I gave a George Costanza "This Is America" speech. I was like, this is legal tender. If you ever turn me down for my change, you'll know, because now I'll go viral. That was before cell phones. Oh, I've done that many a times. I had to Google pressed powder. Oh, there's no code names around here, Greg. It's makeup. Oh, that's funny. You know, and everything's innuendo nowadays. All right, I am seriously looking for pins in this because I've been a little lax in my retrieving the pins, and I've really been getting myself lately. And when I get stabbed by a pin, I'm more disappointed in myself because I used to be a lot more thorough, a lot more thorough. All right. That's why they make them extremely bright colors. At least the ones I purchase. Oh, this is going to look crazy with the blue, with the extreme blue and the red. This is going to be a crazy combination. So we're going to see how this turns out. Oh, I think that's all of them. I'm hearing a clink here and there. Yeah. You know, you can never over or under pin, I guess. Well, I guess you can over pin, but it's always good to retrieve them. Oh. The world is full of uptight people. Make America horny again. I guarantee you that's a t-shirt. Do you know when I was in Vegas, I was driving and I saw a Hawk Tour 2024 t-shirt. I was driving, I was like, oh, I'm gonna crash. And it was a grown man. It was a grown man wearing a Hawk Tour t-shirt at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Oh, we have reached the pun section. Absolutely. Oh. Yikes! What do you call it in an Italian suppository? Innuendo. Okay, hear me out though. That girl is a riot. I haven't got my. You know what's so funny, Greg? I had the same conversation with my son today. Please plead your case. Please plead your case. My son almost said the exact. He was like, "Okay, but hear me out." He literally was like, "But look." Because I was talking about a Hawk Tour to my son too. I was trying to tell him how fads come and go, and he was like, "But listen, she's genuinely funny. Watch any of her interviews. She had her 15 minutes. She can fade off into the sunset." I'm not kidding you. I had this exact conversation with my son when I picked him up from school today because somebody was wearing a Hawk Tour. I can't even say it. Somebody was wearing a Hawk Tour t-shirt at my school, at my son's school. But there's a a Trump booth. Again, this is a non-political channel. I live in a really weird pocket of Southern California that is extremely conservative. There is a Trump booth by the high school. They're selling all the stuff, and they sell Hawk Tour t-shirts. So they're making, whoever has that booth, they're making money hand over fist because they're selling all the Hawk Tour stuff, you know. And really, and for people who are into sewing, who are into pressing, that's just people. They're just pressing the t-shirts and making their own stand. Really. Oh man, this fuzz is everywhere. Oh, oh. I know, Ty. I know. I took a picture of it actually. Where's my phone? It's right. Well, it's not. It's by the high school. It is right by the high school. And I drive past it. My son's MMA place is over there. I drive past it 4 times a day, and they've been there for a week. Watch one interview and you will like her. She's turned into Theo Vaughn. You can't hate her. I laughed when I saw a Theo Vaughn billboard in Vegas. Wearing a shirt like that would have got you sent home when I was going to school. Okay. We have now reached the parent portion of the stream. These kids have no standards. When I was a kid, and I'm not saying this to be mean, excuse me. When I was in high school, we weren't even allowed to wear hats because of certain implications. We weren't allowed to wear certain colors. It was crazy. And these kids can do anything they want now. Hopefully before she has kids, picture going through life knowing your mom could have Bill Maher tried creeping on her, but she was obviously raised with the father. She was having none of it. But these kids have no standards. And I'm not even saying that to be Captain Conservative because I'm not. I'm just saying in any way, shape, or form, like the way that they let their kids walk out of the house is crazy. And I say that because when I registered my son, I was standing next to a parent and their child was dressed like they were going to a nightclub. But again, I'm getting old. And so because I'm old, I'm like, put clothes on everybody. But again, where I live, it's hot. It was still 95 today, you know? I don't know. I'm just old. But these kids, they have no standards compared to my day. There were people in the hallway just looking at what you were wearing, like, what does that shirt say? Oh. You know what? Are we better or worse off as a society with those standards? Should kids be able to wear whatever they want at school? Should kids be able to wear whatever they want at school, or am I just being an old fuddy-duddy? She called him Papa. He asked if it was like Daddy, and she said, deadpan. No, it's like Grandpa. Aw. Oh. Oh man. Ooh. Crash, boom, crash, boom. Mm. Oh, perfect. Oh. Let's be honest. If our fathers had better ball game, hey, it's kind of true. Let's see what is acceptable. I don't know. You know what? I don't know anymore. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I just think it's kind of crazy the way these kids, what they dress like. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing that they have all this freedom and independence. I didn't. So I don't know. I've always been for kids wearing whatever they want. Uniforms are a bit too strict for me. Again, I'm kind of the same way. I push the envelope myself. So I get it. Oh. I'm really big on minding my own business, but I'm wearing my sunglasses like this. Uh, you know what? As a matter of fact, I saw cousin today and she was properly dressed. It's because her father came to pick her up. Oh, good times. Good times. We've had to wear slacks and polos for button ups. That prevented a lot of BS around. Haha, I have better clothes than you. I like that. I like that too because that is one thing. It's still a fashion show. Like it makes me laugh. Like my son was like, I need this specific type of shirt. I need this specific brand. I remember being like that. My high school banned chain wallets because they were dangerous. How the hell are you going to hit someone with a chain wallet? Do you know what's so funny? I wore a chain wallet up until like 2019. I miss the chain wallet. Absolutely, Ty. Absolutely. It is the best chance. I like that. So people aren't and you know what you're gonna wear the next day. You can choke somebody with the chain. That is true. I wore a chain wallet for a very, very long time. Oh, that fuzz is everywhere. We all wore whatever we wanted. Everyone tried to dress poor, and we all Kool-Aid dyed our hair. I had jet black hair, so that stuff never worked on me. Oh, good times. Oh man, this fuzz is everywhere. All right, let's go for a preliminary try on. Oh, this is gonna be this is gonna fit perfect after I cut the string off. I'm probably gonna end up lining this again, but let's throw it on and see what happens. Greg, I have to know. Did you do the frosted tips though? In the 90s, did you do the Justin Timberlake macaroni hair? Or it looked like no, I'm sorry, the ramen hair, where it looked like ramen with the highlights. Little red sewing hood. Do you know what's really funny? Sublime, one of their first albums before they got famous, it was called Robin in the Hood. And so whenever I wear something like this, it makes me think of Sublime's first album before people knew who they were. No, that was after my time. I also have Indian hair that is jet black, so I never dyed it. Same. My hair when I was younger, my hair was jet black. I'll never forget when I dyed my hair, Dennis Rodman. I bleached my hair. I'll never forget. I thought my parents were gonna be mad. They laughed. They fell on they were like, if you want to look crazy, go right ahead. Oh. That is such a yeah. That is such a good song. It's actually before that album. It's before that album. But Robin in the Hood is a really, really good album. All right, let me wrap this. Oh, did I finally fix my? I finally fixed this. Let me fix my camera angle. That's any better? Okay, that is better. Other people dyed it pink, like Kurt Cobain or Green Day. Oh, you know what though? Like for as much as I do not like my cousin, he was wearing a Kurt Cobain shirt 30 years before people were. Ugh. I always laugh when I see people wearing Nirvana stuff now. It's the cynic in me. It makes me laugh because it's everything that they fought against. Ugh. Especially when I see like Tupac in Target or Nirvana. It's like, wow. Like, you guys don't get it. But, that's the way of the world. We live in a capitalist society. So, all this fuzz is everywhere. But it still makes me laugh. The first time I saw a Tupac shirt in Walmart, I took a picture of it because I couldn't believe that they had Tupac stuff at Walmart. I've heard all the Sublime albums. I thought Smoke Two Joints was on Robin. No, that's on oh, I can't remember the name. I always considered Robin in the Hood the not famous one because that was right before Smoke Two Joints. And that's when they got super famous. And well, by back in the day standards. When they exploded. And I was gonna call one of my shorts. I called it that, and they took the title down. So obviously the name is copyrighted. So I have to spell it different. All right, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be amazing. And again, like I said, I like the contrast in the colors with the denim and the red. Oh. Walmart's going a little more upmarket to try to compete with Target. I know I saw a video the other day where people were like, "Oh, no, it's because Prince was at Target," and people were like, "I don't know how to feel about this." The best part about Don't Sell Out scene is everyone's favorite band was Nirvana, but that was too obvious, so we had to have another band we said was our favorite. Mine was Alice in Chains. I went through a hardcore Alice in Chains phase. Man, that fuzz is everywhere. Ah. Oh, that's so funny. Ah. Sorry, that fuzz is getting everywhere. Hold on, let me go back to the chat. Perfect. The only thing I remember about Robin is the audio sample from Korn. Absolutely. Bro, mine was Alice in Chains too. Exactly. I went through a hardcore Alice in Chains fronting, totally fronting. I still laugh every time they come on the radio because it's still better than the stuff that comes out nowadays. Now I have Here Come the Rooster stuck in my head. Oh, come on. That is not wanting to cooperate. I can tell when I sew this, it's going to be close. All right. Come on. Okay, there it is. I knew there was more room to negotiate with. I always give myself some room with the math for moments like this when I come to the very back. We are way too similar. Tripod was a banger album. Absolutely. The rest HVAC. You know what though? It was the era. A lot like I watch you okay. I've been watching Designing Women lately. Man, did I not get the innuendo in the 90s. That's the man, that show compared like honestly, it wouldn't be on TV by today's standards. A lot of the things they say, and you know, people always say, "Oh, you have to take it in context of the time." I get it. I'm one of those people. There are certain things that they said on that show that made me jump. But you know, I was a kid when it came out, especially the first couple of seasons. I've been watching it, and it is a different show than what I remember. And I asked my mom because my mom used to watch it, and she laughed. And I was like, "You used to watch this all the time." She was like, "We really didn't have a choice." Which is the exact same thing I say to my son. He'll be like, "How come you saw this in this movie or read this book?" And I'm like, "Well, we really didn't have a choice. There really wasn't much out there." Oh, where's that pen? I like that Tool actually ended the entire Don't Sell Out thing with a song called Hooker. Tool. See, Tool is a whole other subject too, because I love Tool. But there's this weird snooty gatekeeping that goes on with a lot of Tool fans. Because a lot of people are they're shocked when I start singing Tool songs, you know. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Maybe it's just me. I'm old school. I judge a band based also based on their fans. Stutter, stutter, stammer, stammer. All right, let me cut this one piece and connect these. Yeah, that'll look good when I sew that. Perfect. The question is, can this machine do it? I might have to switch machines for this. Although my Riccar machine has been extremely reliable, I'm going to use my Singer Heavy Duty for this because I know that it'll be able to punch through everything, and it has a smaller base. This is an older machine, so it's meant for a table. It has a wide base. Oh man, that fuzz is everywhere in this room. This machine has got to be a solid 60 pounds. Oh man, that fuzz is everywhere in here. Absolutely, I agree with you. Most music is just too whiny for me. That was the whiny era. Do you know what's really funny? In the beginning of the 90s, it was extremely happy. Bright colors, funny hats. I kind of miss the weird 1992 Club MTV days of just wearing goofy, super bright colors. And then grunge hit, and everybody got sad all of a sudden. It's funny that way. And as human beings, we follow trends. So it's not like, especially back then when we didn't have media in any way, shape, or form like it is now. Here we're gonna guess you hated this. I have a weird bias towards the Smashing Pumpkins because they filmed a video in my town and they were so good to the youth. It's not even funny. I know Billy Corgan's gone off the rails as far as wrestling and everything, but when I met him, he was a stand-up guy. Oh, so Smashing Pumpkins get a pass here in the House of Sewing. Again, I'm biased though. Like like my mom, okay, perfect example. She's biased towards Earth, Wind, and Fire. She's a Rolling Stones fan. My mom still listens to Wilson Pickett. You know, like you're biased towards the era that you're from. And when I said she still listens to Wilson Pickett, I mean, she gets in my car and she's like, we're listening to this. Oh. The Pumpkins were great. Billy lost his mind for a bit, but they did layer guitars better than anyone. I love the Pumpkins, but again, I'm biased. I'm extremely biased because that's all I know. That's my era. If you bring up any kind of 90s rap, I could name it. 90s rock, anything, because that was my era, you know? Like, I bring this up all the time. Name a Frankie Valli song. Or name a big band song for the 1930s, 40s, or 50s. Perfect. They should they should have jumped off something tall. Oh, good times. When you're a teenager and you want to sit in your room thinking about how you don't have a Jake and the Pumpkins are as good as it gets. They had great videos. They were just very 90s MTV. That's really what it is. But like I always say, like we have weird bias. I do, even fashion. I brought this up last live stream. I don't like wearing short shorts. This generation has brought back the little shorts. I think it's weird, but it's just not my thing, you know. I think I'm gonna have to wind a bump in, or no? Yes, I'm gonna have to wind. Actually, there might be enough thread in this one. Oh man, that fuzz is everywhere. I just have a soft spot for our kids making bands. But like I said, we all have certain bias towards things. You know what I'm into? Oh man, that fuzz is like living on my face. I'm into really artsy fartsy fashion shows, but there are certain shows I watch and I'm like, oh wow, this is way beyond me. So it's all for taste. All right. I can't stop wiping that fuzz away from my face. I am gonna I'm one of those people that have 15 different types of face wash. I'm gonna like scrub my face 15 different times. All right, so let's take this off. Let's clear the desk a little bit. Oh man. Oh, right. Let's go help Apollo find Baltar again. Perfect. I can't do 70s or 80s rock. It's way too happy. Like, why is everyone so happy? Oh, man. Come on. You don't like Boston? Boston with their dual guitars. I love those power chords. See, I love these same me. See, I'm the same as Killer. It's those power chords. And I don't know what I'm going through, but lately I've been listening to a lot of 80s music. I forgot how much I loved all those hardcore power chords. My whole way to Vegas, I listened to the 80s countdown. I was like, I forgot about all of these songs. But I agree with you. Is there that era was extremely happy, but I loved that era. I'm extremely eclectic. Like if it sounds good, I'll listen to it. I do have certain bias because of the era I grew up in, but I'll listen to almost anything. I got into Viking throat singing because I got really, really bored during the pandemic. Okay, gotta make sure that's underneath there. Okay, this is gonna be a mess, but it's always worth it. Part of it too is that I have to line up these two pieces here. Let me pull this first because I'm trying not to sew on the original pin here, but it's hard not to. There we go. You know what? I'm just going to throw all this under the sewing machine. I think David Lee Roth is one of the most entertaining people on the planet, but I can't stand what? In a really, really weird way, I'm a Van Halen stan. And honestly, after all these years, I don't even know why. I think it's just because in a lot of ways they stood the test of time. Pick an era I could sing a Van Halen song. Pick a lead singer. And I'm stepping on the wrong foot. Oh, that's so funny. Are you kidding me? I've seen Sammy Hagar twice. Why can't this be love? Oh, come on, Greg. It just feels inauthentic to me. Like nobody someone would write Pour Sugar on Me. I love that song. The second CD I ever bought was Van Halen live in Tokyo. Oh man, I'm biased because they were everywhere in my day. I am biased towards Van Halen. Of all bands, that is so funny. And do you know what's so funny? Van Halen is popular around the world. Like when they would play, when they would play in Mexico, hundreds of thousands of people would show up. I was surprised recently in Brazil, Madonna set the record for the most people ever at a show. So that means Madonna can still pack them in. Oh, first CD was Rush. Rush is another band that's nothing but power chords. I love Rush. They are to music what Michael Bay is to movies. Like if you want to see robots and explosions, it's great. Not just for me. I kind of agree with you in that sense. Let's see. I haven't seen any of the Transformer movies, but I've seen all the Star Trek ones, I guess. But movies in general have changed because they've adopted that Michael Bay style. Even Star Trek, people complain about that because they've adopted that. Like in the newer movies, there's a lot more explosions and less Star Trek. What is the song Jump About? They named an album. Oh, South America goes hard. AC/DC sold out a huge stadium in Argentina. Thank you. Thank you. And it was unreal. I watched some of the show because a lot of people I'm subscribed to worked for Madonna. I didn't even know it. So I watched a lot of the show and it was unreal. real to see everything. You might get me. I might get kicked out of a few clubs. I've only seen the first two. The first two, I think. Yeah, I've only seen the first two, Bad Boy. Did they make more than two? And no, I have not seen the new Bad Boys yet either. And I'm not against it. Like I said, I'm at peace with Will Smith. South America also booed Nickelback and hit the singer in the head with a bottle. I did not know that. I did not know that. Good for you for fighting back. Still to this day, I will never forget that fateful. A long time ago, I moved to Arizona. It's a long story. It's an emo story. I'll tell you one day. Make better choices in life. I was driving with my ex-girlfriend, and I'll never forget. She looked at me and she's like, "You have to hear this song. You have to hear this new song." And I was like, "What song is it?" And it was Nickelback. That's how old I am. I was moving when that song came out. Bad Boys 2 is the most Michael Bay movie. See, okay. I've seen that one. I haven't seen too many of them. Alexa, how many Bad Boy movies has Martin Lawrence and Will Smith done?
From Facts.net. The on-screen chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence was so undeniable that they went on to star in two more Bad Boys films, Bad Boys 2, 2003, and Bad Boys for Life, 2020.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to have to sew the other side completely because there's so much fabric here. I can't even find where I started. I'm going to have to repin. Oh, that's funny. Break up with her. Oh. Okay, let's repin this. I know I missed somewhere. There's a ton of fabric here. I'm glad I busted this machine out and I didn't use the other one, because there is a massive amount of fabric here. Okay, let's try this one more time. Come on. Perfect. A lot of finagling with this one because the hood is huge. So I'm trying to find where I left off if I get lucky. If not, I might have to come back. Well, no, I'm just going to actually try on this. There's a ton of fabric on this hood. And when you're sewing with the same color, it's hard to know where you left off. So I'm just going by feeling on this. And I knew I was eventually going to get myself. The scene at the end where he threw the gun on the landmine was too much for me. I don't think people are wrong for liking it or anything. To me, it just felt like a distraction. You know what? I won't even lie. Like, Will Smith was my guy. And then when all that stuff happened with Chris Rock, I quit watching his movie. But I probably own every movie he ever put out. Up to a certain I've seen the third Men in Black movie. Does that count? All right. We are wrestling with this tonight. Perfect. Beautiful. This is how you earn your sewing stripes. I will never forgive him for Independence Day and Wild Wild West. Do we need to have that talk? Look, I'm a bit of a dancer, okay? And when I'm by myself and nobody's in this house and it's a cold day, I will put Wild Wild West, the Will Smith version, on all my JBL speakers. I still do. And the MIB song. Both of them. Both MIB songs. And the second one is a banger too. All right. Yay, we have gone all the way around. We're gonna see if I got it in the middle. This is actually an extremely powerful machine. Do you know what's funny? The Singer Heavy Duty is one of the most hated sewing machines out there, and I have yet to have a problem with it. It's not what people thought it was, but it's a good machine. If you make Zoom movies that bad, you're off my watch list. I've seen, but I love B movies. When I was a kid, I still own Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I loved the old Sci-Fi Channel, the old one where they would show like Rock Monster, Big Ass Spider, all those ridiculous movies. I love B movies, so I like Wild Wild West. The songs are better than the movie. I'm a B movie fan. I am. Oh, did I go all the way around? Let's pull the pin and find out. I did. Yay, project is done. And because they're not pants, we won't hear ripping this evening. Well, I won't promise that yet. All right, we're going to see how this goes with a brace. I like B movies that knows it's bad. I think it's because when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of horror movies and grindhouse movies. And there was one night I was watching a movie as a kid, and this woman fought through this gauntlet. I mean, through the entire movie, you were just sitting on pins and needles hoping she would survive. And it was a bad 1970s movie. But when she ran out, it was in my hometown. And it made me laugh because I used to film a bunch of bad movies in my hometown because this used to be the last stop in LA, which it is no longer. But it was out in the middle of nowhere. Well, no ripping so far. Oh, good times. I look like a Smurf. A reverse Smurf. Oh. Oh, this. It's okay. The shirt got a little tighter, but that's okay. It's been a month or two, and I eat well. Oh, this is very Smurfy. Oh, I'm Papa Smurf. I have the great. Let me even the hood. Oh, that is hilarious. I have to find the middle of this. Oh, I like a B movie with a good work ethic more than an A movie sometimes. Sometimes where they did a great job was with what little they had. I love B movies. I love B movies. I don't like a blockbuster where a dude who's supposed to be playing an Air Force pilot speaking like he's spending the weekend gang banging. Oh, it's the color scheme. I didn't know what to do with this shirt, and I wasn't just gonna let this shirt go to waste. Oh, I love the evil Emperor hood. I will never get over the evil emperor. Oh. All right. Let me do my walk. Let me get my pose. See, when I make ridiculous huge hoods, I go out of my way to make them humongous. It's a mess in here. Oh, this was worth it. I don't know why it took me this long. There was a lot of woofing during this stream, but I love how this came out. Remember his guards from the original and the red outfits? I do. I was obsessed with the original Star Wars, with the original 3 movies. I was obsessed with those movies when I was younger. Oh, this is beautiful. The back is huge. Oh, it's so long I could grab it from the bottom. This is definitely my signature look. Holy crap, that tail. And this shirt is denim. I'm not kidding you. Like, I found somewhere that actually has authentic denim. It's not a poly blend. It's starch thick. I washed this, so this shirt's a bit loose. I've worn this a couple times without the hood, but this is real denim with a giant fuzzy hood. And this was all inspired by that weird anti-fur fashion show I watched where they all had fake fur on. Oh, I'm definitely calling this a victory. It's been a while since I've had a hood this huge. You know, I went through a phase of almost like 3 or 4 months. Every live stream, I made something like this. I might go back to it. I miss this crazy look where I look like a reverse Smurf. There's something about the peasant hood that I absolutely love, and I don't know why, but I can't stop making them. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, let me go back to the chat. I'm definitely calling this one a victory. And I'm surprised the shirt still fits. I've gained weight in certain places and lost weight, but I'm shocked this shirt still fits. You could sneak a dozen subs into a movie theater with that. Oh, every time you say that, it reminds me of my mom. My mom would take us to the grocery store and she'd be like, okay, this candy is affordable. And then she'd be like, put it in your pockets, put it in your socks. Do not let them see it when you walk in. My mom would come and walk in with a house coat. It'd be summer. Oh, those were the good old days. And movies were like $4 back then. Oh. It's so sad. The movie theater by my house, they're hurting so bad. They'll let you walk in with food. They are hurting so bad. Hey, no rip. It's the first time in a long time there's no rip when I sat down. Oh, I like how that looks. I love that look. Oh, that brings back good memories. My mom was crazy. I'm sure other people's moms were like that too. My mom could not have been the only person on earth that was like, oh no, we're sneaking food in here. Get ready for a YouTube short near you. I will definitely be filming after this stream. I'm really shocked this shirt still fits. I've gained, my weight goes up and down so much. There's certain things that I put on and I'm like, wow, these do not fit. And recently I had to accept my pant size. So the fact that this shirt fits, it means that I'm going in the right direction. I'm bringing the hood back. It's been a while. I don't know why I stopped making shirts like this, but I love this look. And I also live in a fabric store, so I have a ton. I'm still trying to line up the middle of this. There we go. Damn it, Sewing, you could show up to the cult meeting without the rest of the outfit. Cults don't have casual Fridays. Do you know what? I always say this. I'm really bad in cults because I ask questions. I'm like, why are we all wearing Nike Cortezes? Where's this spaceship that we're supposed to be all going on? I'm bad. I'm bad in cults. Ask around on the internet. Oh, oh. Yeah, that's against the rules. I'm really bad. I do you know what's funny though? I watch Jim Jones documentaries because he trips me out, and Heaven's Gate just because it was like within 30, 40 minutes from my house. It was always strange to me. That was always strange to me. You're just there. You're just there for the weird sex and the messiness. Ah, I'm not a joiner. I'm not a joiner. Oh, you know, though, to anyone who watches this in the future, because quite a few people do watch my streams after, I thank you so much. I made my Papa Smurf comment because this is a Smurfy outfit. But I feel like sometimes because of spatial perception, the angles on the cameras make me look a lot shorter than what I am. And you can always tell, especially when I use my cell phone, it makes me look like I'm this tall. It's because I went and got a cell phone tripod, which makes it even worse. Oh, good times. I might be. How weird. You couldn't convince me. And the pizza, the real guys like him, and with the pizza, man. If you put free pizza and sewing machines on the side of a bus, you got me. I am a Ninja Turtle. That is one thing that I still look at myself and I'm like, after all these years, bro, you still eat pizza. I do. I do. I am a pizza aficionado. I don't even know why. And I've been eating pizza for a very long time. You'd figure I get sick of everything, and I have yet to be sick of pizza. I think about this all the time. If I was driving and I saw free Juki on the side of a van, I would probably get kidnapped because I would pull over just to be curious, like, hey, what you got over here? And I get snatched out of the car. Ah, free pizza. So we just pretend this dude is Jesus. I was about to say, you with free pizza, you. Are you kidding me? That's how they get people on recruitment days with coffee and pizza and refreshments. You pack the house. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. We give at my job, we have, we'll have lunch and we have certification days because we have to have certain licenses at my job, and my job offers seminars. But we know after every seminar that there's like 15 pizzas in the kitchen. So we're all just sitting there like, we're paying attention. I'm paying attention. But pizza is on everyone's mind. There are literally just pizzas swirling. Oh, it's so sad, but it's true. You can lure a bunch of people who never show up to work, but when there's free pizza, they are all there at the seminar. Oh, good times. This is a little too Papa Smurf for me. I'm not over it. But I did watch way too many cartoons as a child. Have you seen the grocery prices? Cults giving away free food. Go give me sign up. Do you know what's so funny? I went off the other day. My son and I eat the same thing. We're actually quite boring. When we went to the grocery store the other day, it was like $3.45. It's always like $2.15-ish, $2.30-ish around. It was like $3.45. We looked at each other like, what'd you get? We looked at each other like, what did you get? Groceries are expensive. They are expensive. Oh, we looked at each other too like, what did you get? But just alone, like I my face wash, which is ridiculous, it's $10 each, and I bought like 3 or 4 containers. So that's $40 or $50 worth of face wash right there. It's expensive. Oh, have you seen the people reordering the same list online from 2021? It's 4 times the price. No, I haven't. Do you know what's really funny? There's a lot of things where people will say, the internet got me with Popeyes. I did not believe the internet, and I went to the actual Popeyes, and we pay a lot more money here. So there are certain things where inflation has hit us hard. But you know what, though? It's like that everywhere. So, I don't feel alone. But it was just crazy to me how much money we spent. And I still have to go back and get a few things. Like, we forgot a few things at the store. But, it's a sign of the times. That this fuzz is everywhere. So when you see me in my YouTube short smiling, I'm gonna be pretending like there isn't fuzz just all over my head right now. Oh, that's crazy though. I don't want to see the comparison of the prices. I keep all my receipts. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. $14.41 for a crispy bacon sandwich at Burger King. Let's see. What time did I go? Wasn't it an embarrassing time? Do they have the time on here? And that was just the sandwich. We pay insane prices here where I live. Absolutely. I could go through this drawer and shock people at the prices. Subway for a meatball sandwich and a large fountain drink. It is $16.95 in Southern California. And my son is obsessed with Subway, so we go at least 2 to 3 times a week. I spent $22 at a Jack in the Box. Okay, that was for one person. So I feel like inflation is everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live, who you are, you're gonna be paying high prices. So I'll just take it for what it is. I keep on messing with this hood because it is heavy at the bottom. I feel it pulling. Oh, this is awesome. We've been going for 2 hours and 47 minutes. Lately I haven't been going that long because, I know you guys have lives. The school year's back. I'm not trying to take up all your time. So I thank everybody who sticks around and watches this crazy guy make stuff on the internet. I absolutely appreciate everybody. We've tripled the money supply in 2 years. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So that's why, and it's so sad. I try not to say this too many times, but when I go to Las Vegas, everything's cheaper. In the state of Nevada, everything is cheaper. When I go to their Goodwills, I'm not kidding you. I have purchased sewing machines that are like brand new for $20. Where I live, they would be like $85, $90 at the Goodwill. Because they know eventually someone's going to pay that price, So I get it. It's just and it also depends on where you live too, But that's enough crazy inflation politics. I made a giant hood. I went full Papa Smurf. This is definitely going to be in my Friday Sews video. After I have a giant hearty meal, I'm probably going to make a short about this evening, or I might do it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I went a bit old school and made a giant red fuzzy hood. And this is denim, and this is a crazy combination of denim and fur. So I'm not necessarily done with this because I haven't lined everything yet, as far as like completely outlining everything, but I love how this looks. And it has the dramatic hood. That is long. Like, you can get lost in this thing. That wasn't even halfway. Beautiful. And you know what? That's what I'm about. Having a good time sewing and wearing extremely goofy clothes. Life's too short to be repressed. So I'm going to be back at it on Saturday. I'm going to have my Friday sews out. I appreciate everybody who comes and hangs out. Everybody who comes and says hello, people who don't say anything, you are welcome here in the house of sewing. To the people who love me, to the people who hate me, I appreciate everybody, because without you, I wouldn't be here. So I thank you. I'll be back at it on Saturday, making more extravagant, crazy stuff. And like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself. I truly appreciate you. And always be yourself. So reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye.